Hi there, and welcome to Excel Tutorials with Tom. I'm a 26-year-old guy who works in corporate finance for a Fortune 500 company, and I am way too comfortable with Excel. But I wasn't always like this. I had to learn a lot on the job and spent many hours frustrated, not knowing how to make Excel work the way I wanted. I decided to make some video tutorials for people who want to be better and more efficient within Microsoft Excel for whatever reason. Maybe you just want to boost your resume touting Excel proficiency on it. Maybe you're a senior in college who just locked down their first job by lying about this Excel proficiency, and now you realize you actually have to learn it. Either way, I'm not here to judge, but to help you learn. In this second Excel tutorial, we are going to be learning a combination of formulas that I, once again, use on a daily basis. That combo is index match. The core function of this technique is to look up a value or item within a dataset that corresponds to specific criteria elsewhere in the worksheet. A common formula that many Excel users utilize instead of index match to do this exact function is Vlookup. While I'm not going to get into specifics at the moment, the index match technique is superior to Vlookup in just about every way. I'll post a link to an article describing why this is the case in the video description below. But for now, let's put that aside and dive into index match. For this exercise today, we are going to be using a small dataset of grades that our favorite employees from last video received in high school. You'll see that each employee is listed once vertically in column E, and you can see the various course subjects are listed horizontally across the top in row 4. So let's say that we wanted to find a specific employee's grade for a specific course. How about Sandy? And let's see how she did in math back in the day. First, we would find Sandy in column E, and there she is in row 10. Then we would scroll right until we are directly beneath the math header, and we would see that Sandy received a 77 in math class. Similar to last video, this approach would be fine if your dataset is small and you only need to do this a few times. But what happens when your dataset grows and it becomes more tedious to find a specific name? That is where index match comes in. But before we can understand how to use it, we should probably learn the individual parts first. First up is the index function. The purpose of the index function is to return a value from an array of selected cells based on a row or column input. So, for a quick example, let's use Sandy's math class again. To write an index function, we type an equal sign in the formula bar, as always, and we type index. Here, we can see the necessary inputs for this function. Excel is asking for an array and a row number. For the array, we know that we want a math grade, so we will select all the math grades, which are in column G. For our row number, we will count down the number of rows from the beginning of the array until we reach Sandy. Since G5 is the first cell in our array, row 5 will be considered number 1 in this case. So we see Tom at 1, then Jerry at 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally we see Sandy at 6. So for our row number input, we'll type the number 6. Click enter and Excel will return 77, which, as we know from before, is the correct answer. In my experience, the index function is not particularly useful on its own, which is why we combine it with the match function to really take it to the next level. So what is the match function then? Well, match is used to determine if a specified value exists within a selection of cells, and if it does, it returns the first position of that value. For another short example, let's look at our complete list of employee names, and let's use a match function to determine Sandy's position within that list. In the formula bar, we type equal sign followed by match, and we see that Excel is asking for 3 inputs: a lookup value, a lookup array, and a match type. The first input, the lookup value, is simply the item we are hoping to find within our list. In this case, that would be Sandy. So let's type quote Sandy unquote into our formula. The second input, the lookup array, is going to be a range of cells that we want to search for our item within. In this case, we are going to use E5 to E23 because that is the total list of employee names. The third and final input, match type, can take three values, -1, 0, or 1. For simplicity purposes, I would suggest that you always use 0. This means that Excel is looking for an exact match within the list. Using 0 will return an error if Excel cannot find your item within those cells. When you use -1 or 1, Excel will not return an error, yet it might not return the correct value, which can lead to other errors in your analysis if you don't realize it. So, for that reason, we will type 0 in and press enter. Excel will return a 6, which can be interpreted as, hey, we found Sandy within your range of cells, and it is at the 6th position. As we saw in the index explanation before, Sandy is the 6th name within that list, so we can feel confident that our match function is now working. And now that we understand both index and match a little more clearly, let's figure out how to combine them to form an index match. For this example, let's try to figure out what Ross's biology grade was by using an index match. To start, we'll type = and index in the formula bar, and we'll start the index match as we began our index formula from before, by choosing the array of cells where we want our answer to come from. We know that we want a biology grade, so we can select column I as our array of cells because we know that Ross's biology grade must be contained here. The second input of the index function is the row number input, and this is where we utilize the match function. We know that match will return the position of an item within a list, so we want to determine the position of Ross within column E, where our list of employees sits. Let's type match and press tab. Our lookup value is going to reference cell B1, where I have typed Ross. Our lookup array is going to be column E, as I alluded to before, since this is where the employees' names are. And finally, as discussed, we will type 0 in for an exact match. We will close parentheses of the match function, and then close parentheses of the index function, and voila! We can see that Ross received a 97 in biology. From my experience, this is the most common use of index match, where you choose one column that you want to return a value from, and you determine which value to take based on the data in another column. In this example, we returned a value from the biology column based on a name from the employees column. For one final example, let's take index match one step further and make it an index match match. For this dataset, maybe you want to be able to toggle both employee name and course subject to return a new grade. With the index match we wrote before, you would need to change the initial array every time you wanted a new subject. This would prove to be rather tedious and probably not worth the effort if you are doing it multiple times. Luckily, the index function has a third optional input, which is column number. If your initial array includes multiple columns, then you will need to use this third input. Let's begin our formula as we always do, with an = in the formula bar. Then we'll type index and press tab. For this exercise, we want our formula to be able to choose any employee and any course subject. So we want our index array to encompass all of that potential data. For that reason, our array will be all data within columns F through L. Now, we write our first match function. When doing an index match match, the first match function will always determine which row we will pull the data from. In this case, similar to the exercise from earlier, this match will determine our employee's position within the column. Our lookup value will be cell B1 with the employee's name. Our lookup array will be column E, where the employees' names are, and we will type 0 for an exact match. We close our parentheses, type a comma, and begin our second match function. This second match will determine which column of our array we should pull data from. Our lookup value is cell B2 with the desired course subject. Our lookup array will be our list of course subjects, which are cells F4 to L4. An important note here is that this array has the same width as our initial index array. They both span from column F to column L. When your arrays are misaligned, it can lead to incorrect return values, so it is good practice to always confirm that your arrays line up with each other. We end this function with a 0 for an exact match type, and then we close our match parentheses and close our index parentheses. Now, finally, we have a cell that will update with the corresponding grade depending on the values of cells B1 and B2. As a quick check, let's use Larry and English as our two inputs. We see that Excel returns a 72. We can venture into our dataset and see that Larry did, in fact, receive a 72 in English. And that is how you write an index match match. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. If you have any questions about the content, please comment below and I will reply as soon as possible. Additionally, let me know if there are any specific Excel formulas that you would like me to make a tutorial on. Finally, please like the video below and subscribe to my channel to be updated whenever I put out a new tutorial. Thanks, and see you next time.